With not a lot of warning, a pretty good crowd still showed up to see these two legendary contracts of one of the most important athletes of the 20th century. And these contracts in North Bay are now in the possession of Mikile Kintile, who is the CEO of Collectors Cafe, a social network and auction house. And these two contracts are worth a whole lot of money.
But a gentleman named Seth Kaller from Seth Kaller Inc., who is one of the top historical document experts in the world, appraised the documents collectively at $36 million. And that's not a random number. He compared it to other documents that recently have sold, copies of the Emancipation Proclamation, the Declaration of Independence, the Magna Carta. These are documents of freedom. Most people may think of them as sports documents, but they're really considered seminal, rare documents of freedom that are one of a kind, unlike these other documents that are one of dozens sometimes.
Kintile has a lot of big-name associates that have partnered with him in this venture. One of them, iconic broadcaster Larry King, who interviewed Jackie Robinson on several occasions, and also civil rights leader Martin Luther King, who had high praise for Jackie Robinson.
He was there at the unveiling ceremony with me. Larry interviewed Jackie 3 times in his career and Martin Luther King several times. And when he interviewed Martin Luther King in the 1960s, he introduced him as the founder of the civil rights movement. And King stopped him in his tracks and said, "Mr. King, I don't mean to interrupt you. I am not the founder of the civil rights movement. Jackie Robinson is the founder of the civil rights movement." So almost immediately when Jackie took the role as being the first African-American player to play Major League Baseball, he really became a civil rights advocate and was for his entire life on the front lines.
What about the eventual destination of documents of this stature? Do they belong in a place like, say, Cooperstown, the home of the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Well, I've been on the record saying that we are temporary custodians of these documents, and we will not be the long-term owners of the documents. We will only sell them to a prestigious museum or a qualified museum, foundation, Hall of Fame. I would love to see them end up in the Baseball Hall of Fame. As an institution, but the Smithsonian, the African American Museum, the branch of the Smithsonian, we've been invited to bring them to the White House in September for a reception celebrating the new opening of the African American Smithsonian Museum. So I would hope that they would end up in a place like that.
These contracts have toured a lot of major cities in the U.S. and in Canada. Why North Bay? It's simple. Kintile's good friends with well-known North Bay businessman John Cutsey.
And John is one of the few people in the world that when he asks me something, he knows I will do it, regardless, because I have such admiration for him. So when he found out we were coming to Toronto and then Montreal, he said, would you give me the honor of bringing these documents to the wonderful community of North Bay?
Kate Eberhard traveled to North Bay to see the documents, not just for herself, but for some people she's very close to.
I have friends who this would be really important to, not just myself. They are actually African American and really big baseball fans, and I like seeing how their history comes from.
So when you see those documents, what kind of went through your mind?
A lot of work went into people's rights now, human rights and their ability to stand next to me, be my friend, walk around in public. I have a couple of friends who are an interracial couple. They're having a baby, and they don't have to put up with that anymore.